Want to get your business in front of real sports fans? The Fade Route with D and Z reaches over 1,000 listeners every2 months. Are you ready to be part of the in crowd?
Yes!
Email us today. Hit us up at faderoutemail@gmail.com and find us on our socials at Fade Route Podcast. Time to run the go route and talk to you next week.
T-minus 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Coming at you from the AO Studios. It's the Fade Route with D and Z. Here are your hosts, D and Z.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Coming at you live from the AO Studio.
Ayo.
It's the Fade Route with D and Z. I am D. We've got a great show for you tonight. The
Yeah,
Mets lose 11 straight. Wrestlemania was over the weekend. And have we seen the last of Draymond Green, Steve Kerr, Stephen Curry, and the Golden State Warriors? We'll begin today's show, but believe it or not, the draft is this Thursday. Not really covered well this year because everybody I talk to has been surprised that it's Thursday and people don't even know what's happening.
Oh, shit.
So, the Jets have the second overall pick, and they haven't messed it up yet. And the Giants have the 5th pick and the 10th pick now because they traded Dexter Lawrence for the 10th pick. Wild trade. So, Z, which team needs to nail the draft more?
Straight up, mind you. It's not quite the Quinn
Straight
Williams deal, but if you got a top 10 pick, I guess you can live with that.
You get the answer you're looking for. Hang up.
Yeah, hang up. Now, and Dexter got his money. He got 1 year, $28 million, I think. So he got, there was his extension right there. So this is a big moment for the Bengals as well as the Giants because they lost Trey Hendrickson, right? So they think that they're going to replace Trey Hendrickson with Dexter Lawrence, even though they have two completely different skill sets. Sure.
And you got a guy that's on the downside of his career, right? I think his best years are behind him. He can stay level or go down. I don't see him moving up from here.
The thing with Dex is that he was double teamed more than anybody else in the league, and I don't think that's going to change. Because who on the Bengals defense do you fear? Who is that guy that is going to take the pressure off of him? I don't see it. But we're a New York sports show, as we like to say, so let's talk about that. Both teams were in what we like to call the toilet last year. The Jets were 3-14. The Giants were 4-13. So there's that. It's about what you believe when you think about Jackson Dart. If you think that the Giants got their guy and he showed flashes, but he was also in the blue tent a lot. Like I think once a game. That's a problem. But if the talent is there and you think you've got the guy and you're going to build around him, like Shane and Harbaugh apparently are going to do. They brought in Ricard. They brought in Likely. You're hoping Neighbors is back. Odell Beckham worked out with the team yesterday, so there may be a reunion with Odell Beckham. Say what you will about that. At this point in his career, he's not a 1. He's not a 2. I would say he's a 3. At this point, he might be a kick returner. He was good when he was a kick returner.
Throw the ball.
Yeah. So you have weapons. Defensively, you got rid of Dex. There are rumors you're going to get rid of Kayvon Thibodeau. That seems to be a work in progress on that side. If you believe you're about to take the next step, and you believe you have your guy, then it's bigger for the Giants, right? Because you're going to take 2 impact players and you're going to try and move up the ranks a little bit. Because Washington, Jaden Daniels got hurt most of last year, did not really distinguish themselves. Dallas under Shoddy was better, but there's certainly you're able to catch them. And the Eagles are the Eagles. It's one more year of dysfunction. According to Shefty, they're trading A.J. Brown to the Patriots. We'll get to that in a second. But you're trying to make inroads here. If you're the Jets, honestly, Taylor's thinking, I don't know what the hell he's thinking. Because you bring in Geno Smith. I mean, you kept Breece Hall. You have Garrett Wilson and Adonai Mitchell. I don't know where you go. You could go Arvell Reese. You can go Sonny Styles. You could go, you can go a bunch of different ways here outside of Fernando Mendoza because he's gone. I mean, I've heard Ty Simpson, which that's like a super reach at number 2. That's but that never stopped the Jets before. See Darnold, Sam, and Wilson, Zach. So there's
Bring him back.
We've seen that before. They already brought back a quarterback from their recent past. They brought in Geno Smith, ladies and gentlemen. So
He can lead us to the promised land.
Which is the number 1 pick. If the plan is the number 1 pick, then the Jets are clearly a year away from being a year away. So, in the grand scheme of things, if we're talking about competition, the Giants need to nail this. If you're talking about relevancy and getting back there, then it's the Jets. I believe that the Giants are closer. I like the Harbaugh hire. I like all of the signings they made. I'm hoping that Scadaboo comes back and is just able to rein it in a little bit because it was starting to get a little psychotic. And I'm hoping that Jackson Dart is able to rein it in too because the kid's got talent. The kid absolutely has talent, but he's going to knock himself out of the league. So the Giants need to fortify around him to make the jump. The Jets, I fear, are going to tread water, and I fear that they are really looking to next year's draft where you have, more quarterbacks coming out who probably don't want to play for them. Right? Dante Moore already said, I ain't coming. Arch Manning, they already did this once with Peyton. The Manning family already did this once. So I don't know what the Jets are going to do here when more players pass on them. Maybe they go get Deshaun Watson. I don't fucking know. But this, in terms of moving up the ranks, it's all about the Giants.
Yeah, the Jets are going to find a way to fuck this up. I mean, let's just be real about that. They're just not relevant. They're not relevant. It's not even worth talking about them. Like, this is a dysfunctional organization that managed to botch draft after draft after draft. So I don't count on them to make the right draft pick, and I don't think this draft pick matters. Their quarterback next year is Geno Smith. Even if they were to take Ty Simpson, which I wouldn't put it past them,
no,
he is going to walk into a shit situation and have a miserable start to his career. You decided to keep one of the most tradable assets in the running back situation, which I'm still trying to figure out. Well, what are you keeping him for? You going to pay him? What are you doing?
No.
I don't. And the Patriots got to the Super Bowl last year. The Bills are contending every year. They went out and got a wide receiver. Like, the Dolphins are rebuilding. I just don't see it. I don't see it. And you have a plethora of picks, but the problem is that you're picking them. And like you said, is like next year, you literally had guys going back to school this year because they were worried you were going to take them at 2. And you don't think the same thing's going to happen next year? You think the Mannings are going to allow your son to go there? Their son to go their nephew to go to you? No way. No way. No one wants to touch you. You're becoming the Cleveland Browns, which is crazy. And now, if I'm correct, since The Buffalo Sabres made the playoffs. Now the New York Jets have the biggest playoff drought in all the major sports. And you have a head coach talking about Gino's going to take us to the promised land. Drug tested. Unless the promised land is the first pick. That's the only thing I can think of. And if he's that, then that's correct. So I think the answer to the question is the Giants, because Joe Shane's job is on the line here, right? He has a chance to go 500. I think 500 saves his job. I think a 2-5 start, a 2-7 start, I think he's gone. He got the head coach. He brought good players with him. You have a franchise quarterback potentially. If you don't nail this draft and show that, we did the right thing by keeping you and letting go of Brian Daboll, he's gone. So the answer is the Giants. They're the older brother. They're the one with all the Lombardi trophies. They're the ones that seem to make the right moves. They're the ones that usually make the correct draft picks. They seemed like they're in a division that, it's the Giants were competing all the way up until the Jackson Dart concussions and the Cam Scatterbo injury, right? They lost neighbors. They were competing. They went into Philadelphia and either beat the Eagles or almost beat the Eagles, I feel like. So I think they need to nail this draft to stay on the back page.
They should have beat Dallas. They should have beat Denver. They should have beat Green Bay. They were in position to win all of those games. And then Shane Bowen called prevent defense and totally fucked them over.
Oh,
the Giants should not be here.
The Denver game.
Denver game. Green Bay marched right down the fucking field. The shootout with the Cowboys, where you're just, we'll let Brandon Aubrey he can't kick it from there. Yes, he can.
And
yes, he fucking can.
The loss of Dexter Lawrence is okay. Like, he wanted money. I agree with Joe Shane in not giving it to him. You're on the downside, dude. You missed your opportunity for us to pay you. But here's a team that we'd gladly. You want to go play in Cincinnati? Go play in Cincinnati. Go play in Cincinnati. Go play in Cincinnati. Like, you want to go play there? Go play there.
Go play.
Teams are going to try to score 40 on you, so go for it. Like, okay, and in the draft you can get a guy. That's not a terrible thing.
Cutting Bobby Okereke, I feel, is worse than that, because Bobby Okereke is your middle linebacker. He was calling all the signals. Did not have a great year last year, so I understand that. But you are gutting the middle of your defensive line, and you're gutting your middle linebacker. You're hoping that Micah McFadden can take the next level and replace Bobby Okereke. Okay. Elevate your protein game with Clear Whey Protein Powder. Lactose-free, sugar-free, and refreshingly delicious. Perfect for a flavorful, protein-packed boost. That's Clear with a K. Go to clearprotein.com, enter promo code DNZ for 20% off any product. That's clearprotein.com. Clear with a K.
But amongst draft day news, it appears a star wide receiver A.J. Brown will be on the move. This will likely happen after June 1st to avoid dead cap hit. The Patriots seem to be his suitor at the moment. But should the Bills seize the opportunity to get him away from the Patriots?
Well, my question to you. It's likely. Like, Shefty is reporting it as a likely deal. We don't know the other side of that trade. So if you were Howie Roseman and you're trading A.J. Brown to the Patriots, what do you hope to get? A 2? Are you feeling like if you got a 2, would you say you got a steal? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, because I feel like I would want a 1 and a 3. But taking into consideration the market value, yeah, I want a 2, a 3, and a player. That's what I want, a 2, a 3, and a player. If I can't get a 1 and a 3,
that's fair. That's definitely fair. Now, in effect, you have A.J. Brown going to the Patriots. He's replacing Stephon Diggs because there's no way they're bringing Stephon Diggs back and pairing him with A.J. Brown. Like, I can't see that working. In terms of personality, I can't see that in terms of scheme, right? 7 touchdowns last year, 1,000 yards receiving. Like, good numbers. Good numbers. Now, the other question you have to ask yourself, is Drake May better than Jalen Hurts? At this point in his career, I gotta say they're kind of even. Now, Drake May was hurt, and he was playing like dog crap in the playoffs. So you're hoping against hope, wishing against wish that he can take the next level. But, you know, it's a tough sell for me. It's going to be a tough sell for me. Because you had flashes, right? You had this Drake May MVP discussion. Lots of guys were in the discussion for MVP. At one point, Baker Mayfield was in the discussion for MVP last year. Matthew Stafford was in the discussion for, no one was really that outstanding, right? So if you can take the next corner, sure. But is this going to frustrate A.J. Brown again? Is that going to be an issue again? The one thing that is going to benefit him is that he doesn't have Devontae Smith taking his touches. He doesn't have Saquon Barkley taking his touches. He can be the show, right? So if A.J. Brown...
He's worked with Vrabel before.
Yeah. So, like,
Vrabel
I think...
apparently wasn't happy when they traded him.
Yeah, but he also had Corey Davis and Derrick Henry. So that's a big difference from Mac Hollins and Ramondre Stevenson. That's a big fucking difference. So it's a big difference. But he's going to get what he wants, right? He's going to get what he wants. And
do you think Drake May has the huddle presence to deal with an A.J. Brown type personality?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. He was able to handle Stephon Diggs. Mm-hmm. So if he was able to handle Stephon Diggs, I think he's happy
there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think Mike Vrabel has created the culture that Drake May's the guy. You can't shake that, right? And Drake May has the presence where A.J. Brown is not going to, like, he's not going to upset the apple cart. I think he's going to be on his best behavior because he's finally getting what he wants, right? He wants out. He's wanted out. He's been very passive aggressive about it. Here's your wish. Have at it, boss. Let's see what you can do. But from the other side, though, how does this affect the Eagles, in your opinion? Like, Smith becomes the number one. But
I think he's ready for that. I think he's capable. We've seen in games where he was featured, they won. Yeah. It was when they tried to get A.J. Brown involved is when they actually would lose.
Oops.
So I think he's ready to take that step. I think this is what this team needs. The question is can Jalen Hurts be better? Because, he just hasn't been right since the Super Bowl, in my opinion. Like, this was a guy that put the team on his back. The first time they got to the Super Bowl, they lost, but man, he was doing it all. He was throwing touchdowns, running for touchdowns. He couldn't be contained. He even threw a touchdown to the other team to, keep them in it. I mean, he was just everything. And even in the Super Bowl they won. They won because of him, because of his outstanding play. And then last season, it seemed like they were trying to keep teams in the game. Like, their offense looked out of whack, and I don't know if that was the offensive coordinator. I don't know if it was Jalen didn't have a feel for it. It just, you have too much talent to be that bad, right? So And for AJ Brown to want out and honestly not having to feed that mouth, then okay, let's see what happens now. But I think everybody's going to be better for it. I think the thing I'm curious of it, if I'm Buffalo or if you're the Dolphins or the Jets or even the Chiefs, are you going to, or the Ravens, like, are you going to just let this guy come onto this team and make it better when he's on the block, he's available, you are in a situation where you can be like, hey man, like, what are the Patriots offering you? I will try and top that, and just see what the ask is. Hey, how about even the Rams? Puka Nacua might not be available early on. So here's, he could come in and he could be the number one. He could be the number. I don't know if he wants to be a number two, but they throw the ball enough where he's going to get fed. Mm-hmm. Stafford will put it wherever you want him to put it. So it's going to be interesting to see as we head towards that June 1st deadline. But I think both the team and AJ Brown will be better off without each other.
I agree. Now, if you can swoop in, if the ideal move is a 1 and a 3, that's going to be tough to beat. Like, you're probably going to have to give up what the Ravens were trying to give up for Max Crosby. And is that right? We said that was a delusional trade. Like, is that considered a delusional trade for AJ Brown?
It just depends on how desperate you are at wide receiver. It depends on if you really think, did the Patriots lose because they didn't have AJ Brown? No. They lost because their offensive line got their ass kicked. Did the Bills lose because they didn't have a star wide receiver? And I would argue yes. Like that's the reason why you guys went down. So it depends on what you think. It depends on what you feel is going to fix this situation. So we will see.
I could argue with Buffalo. With the Buffalo thing, I could push back on that. They lost because Josh Allen melted down. Like, that's a bigger issue.
Yeah.
I don't know if a star wide receiver helps the fact that Josh Allen melted down and threw the ball out of bounds. Like, who are you pitching it to? Like, what are we doing
the ball right before halftime. Remember that play? What the hell are you doing?
Brain fart. But you know what? If Buffalo, go for it. Because what's the alternative? You can sign Stephon Diggs, who's going through legal troubles in terms of sexual assault, or Tyreek Hill, whose leg is being rebuilt. Like, those are the two highest profile free agent wideouts available. And they come with their own baggage. So it might be worth, it just might be worth placing a call and saying, hey, call me back with the offer. I can beat it.
What's it going to cost?
That's it.
Next person to call me back is AJ Brown.
When you get the answer you want, hang up.
Hang up. All right. Molly Bees offers unforgettable artisan crafted cookies. Molly Bees Gourmet Cookies brings creative, unique cookies straight to your pantry. No cookie shop required. With bold, unforgettable flavors, they're the ultimate treat for any occasion. Enjoy an exclusive discount when you use my promo code DANDZ, and you could be using that at mollybz.com. Moving on to the NBA playoffs. They started last week, and the season ended for many teams. One team in particular might be looking at a different future. The Golden State Warriors were in the play-in tournament, and they were taken out by the Terrible Suns. Literally the name of the team. They're called the Terrible Suns, not the Phoenix Suns. Clay left 2 years ago. So who's the next part of this dynasty to leave, or will the Warriors keep Kerr, Draymond, and Curry together?
Well, rumors are already swirling that Steve Kerr's done. So that would certainly be an end of an era. In terms of who's left, right, from that dynasty, it's really Draymond and Steph, right? Now, you got rid of Kuminga, who's in the playoffs with Atlanta, right? You brought in Jimmy Butler. That didn't work. Jimmy got hurt. Porzingis. No, not great. 15 minutes and 11 points in the game against the Suns that effectively knocked them out. Steph only had 17 points. So that's interesting. He was also plus minus 13. So defensively, a little bit of a liability. Probably getting older, getting slower. And then Draymond Green's Draymond Green. But Gary Cohen once famously called Daniel Murphy a net negative. Draymond Green is a net negative. Draymond Green is a fucking net negative.
That's great.
Anything he could do, he's going to undo because he's Draymond Green. Like, he's just being himself, man. So I think, Joe Lacob and that team, like, they could very well move on from Draymond. I don't know if you're necessarily, nothing ventured, nothing gained there. Steph could still shoot. I think they'll keep him. It's whatever Steve Kerr decides to do, man. I don't know. I think two of those three pieces are going to go. So I think it's going to be Kerr. I think it's going to be Draymond. And, Steph will hang on a little bit longer. What's intriguing is that if Steve Kerr goes, Billy Donovan just resigned from the Bulls. I know, North Carolina was a few weeks too early, right, in hiring Mike Malone. If they just wrote it out, they could have gotten
Which
the
is
guy.
very odd, right? Because
Yeah.
you would think that they would have had the conversation with Billy. Hey, man, are you staying in Chicago? Are you interested? You would think that conversation happened. So I find it hard to believe it didn't. And I've got to assume that the conversation was had, and maybe this was his decision all along. He's like, listen, I'm not going back to college. I don't want to go to North Carolina. I actually don't even want to coach fucking here anymore. So I'm going to be resigning, and I need to figure out where my next move is. I think he would be a great coach for the Knicks. I'd like to see him go to the Knicks because I don't think Mike Brown's the guy. Golden State. I mean, listen, I agree with you. I think two of the three pieces are going to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I would do. Like, if I owned the team, if I was a general manager, I'd be like, all right, Kerr is gone, and I would probably trade Steph to get value. Or I would trade Draymond to get value. And honestly, to me, I think Steph brings more value, so I would trade him. I won rings. I won championships. Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry are not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're not going to get it done. I need to start over. No. I need to figure out how I can compete with Oklahoma City Thunder. I need to figure out how I can compete with the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Denver Nuggets, and it's not going to be this way. I need to pull off a Clippers-type trade where I get a surprisingly young... And that's why I don't understand the Kuminga thing. Z, are we going to look back 5 years from now and be like, man, that Kuminga trade was a bad trade?
Yo,
my man's in the playoffs now.
Yeah. Like, he wasted his time in Golden State. He did. Like, you can clearly and easily say that. Now, I have an interesting idea just popped into my mind. The Bucks are meeting with Taylor Jenkins about their head coach opening. So I know, like I mentioned to you in our production meeting, that Billy Donovan to Milwaukee might be interesting, but really anybody to Milwaukee would be more interesting than Doc Rivers, to be perfectly 100%.
But that's another
honest.
situation where they've got to trade Giannis and you've got to get value. I don't know what his value is. I think Steph Curry's value is a lot higher than Giannis's.
But what if
at the end of the day, he can still shoot.
Right. But as crazy as this sounds, they tried this before with Dame Lillard. What if you instead keep Giannis and trade for Steph? Could that get you a little bit longer of a run?
Nah. I would think that maybe the Lakers have a chance to get Steph. I think that's a more possibility, especially if they're trying to keep LeBron for another year.
So next gen Lakers, you're looking at Luka, a year of LeBron, and Steph. That's interesting. Like that's That would be very interesting, actually.
I feel like the Miami Heat have value. The Hornets have value. I actually think Bam should probably go play for the Hornets. That would make a lot of sense, right? I mean,
Well, Steph went the Davis thing.
If you're the Hornets, you call the Heat and be like, "Yo, what do you want for him? Like, I'll give you whatever you want. Draft picks, players. I need to get him in this lineup somehow." Mm-hmm. You know, and I think he's from North Carolina, so that would even work even better.
The Knicks would be interesting because they do need a true two guard. Like Josh Hart's not.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen.
No,
that's not going to happen.
But it's intriguing.
I do think
it is very intriguing.
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing. You know, Bob Myers got out in the right time. He saw the writing was on the wall. It's you can only win for so long. The window closed. They had Kevin Durant on the team. The Kuminga thing kills me. Like, how could you not find a place to play this guy? Like, what is the major malfunction with this? Like, you're all going to lose your jobs. You're all going to get traded away, and because you couldn't just play him, you couldn't figure out where to insert him. I mean, he's going back to Atlanta tied 1-1. Mm-hmm. The Hawks, and you didn't even make the playoffs. Like, what are you doing?
And you're looking at this, right? You brought in, like, okay, yes, Kuminga. You drafted James Wiseman. That didn't work. You drafted Jordan Poole, who got punched in the face by Draymond, then got traded. Kayvon Looney, okay. Like that was at the beginning of their kind of at the height of their run, right? So it's one of those things that's a major issue. This team hasn't drafted very well. They haven't refortified their team.
James Wiseman was
dude. Like, they got Podziemski from Santa Clara. That seems to be working out okay. Not much else is working. These young players aren't developing the way they had hoped, and it bit them in the ass. You know, that's kind of a problem. When you're running this level, when you're going for this long, you need to fortify with youth. And eventually, you can phase out the older players with the younger players you develop. But if you can't develop, or if you miss on these draft picks, it's not like Major League Baseball where you can get somebody late in the draft and like he was, you're not going to get Tom Brady at pick 199. There is no pick 199. You got to hit it. You got to hit. And they just haven't been hitting. So maybe a change in philosophy is what they need. More Labs Morning Recovery is the #1 alcohol recovery supplement that helps you wake up clear-headed and refreshed. Clinically proven and trusted by thousands, with 20 million plus bottles sold and a 4.9 star rating, it works. Try it risk-free. Enjoy an exclusive 25% off discount on any product using our promo code DNZ at morelabs.com. That's 25% off using the promo code DNZ. morelabs.com.
Moving on to the Knicks. The Knicks lost game 2, but also Orlando won game 1. The Lakers won game 1. And I believe that the Nuggets are in a battle with the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're tied at 1. So which victory was surprising to you?
The Sixers are currently up 10 on the Celtics right now. So 4-19 to... Yeah. All right, let's go one by one. The Pistons losing to the Magic by 11 with Cade Cunningham with a full complement of players. Definitely a surprise, considering that Cade Cunningham was back and he led the team in scoring at 39 points. So you have that, but you have Banchero, you have Wagner, like they are a formidable team. The Knicks, CJ McCollum just went off, and I mean, what can you say? Like, come on now.
Well, what can I say?
Yeah.
I can say that the Knicks, they had a lead. They had a lead in the fourth quarter. They had a 6-point lead. And then they couldn't score. That's what I can say. And then McCollum was calling out Brunson. He was going at him. And then Brunson was trying to match him. And then at the end of the game, McCollum misses 2 free throws.
And Bridges
calls timeout. Chance to win the game. Bridges misses the shot, dude. That's what you're fucking getting paid for. You're getting paid to nail that shot. Big choke job. I think that I saw a stat that the Knicks all time were 62-1 in those situations, with the one being Reggie Miller's game where he did the choke and he beat them. This was the second loss.
62-2
going back to Atlanta with fucking Jonathan Kuminga and McCollum. It's the same story, Z. Same story, different years, same players, same bullshit. It should not be 1-1. It should be 2-0. This should be a cakewalk, but no, we're going to stretch this into a 5 or 6 game series now and give these guys a chance to beat them? Come on.
So what I find interesting is you play Jalen Brunson 35 minutes. Okay, like he's your starter. You're going to... Why did you bring Jose Alvarado here? To be a shutdown defensive player, right? Jose Alvarado is a good real rebounder, and he's a shutdown defensive player. How do you only give him 9 minutes of Brun? How? Right? Mm-hmm. Josh Hart, 35 minutes, 15 points. Bridges, 10 points in 37 minutes. He's supposed to be 3 and D, right? 2 for 6 from 3. 2 for 6. Jalen Brunson was 4 for 10. Don't shoot threes if you can't hit threes. There's a brilliant fucking idea. If you can't hit threes, don't fucking try. There's a fucking wonderful idea. For me, though, the biggest one, it's the Rockets, man. Like, how the fuck? How? No Luka, no Reeves, and
no Durant.
No Durant on the other side, right? No Durant on your side, but no Reeves.
I hit my leg against one of my teammates. I think I'm gonna be out in this game. What the fuck are you talking about? Been off in 10 minutes. Yeah, my leg hurts. I think I got like a contusion. I think I'm out. You're out.
You're out. The fuck you mean you're out? You got a bad bruise. A bruise on the leg is far away from the heart. Candy ass. In turn, like Herb Brooks once said, it got a bad bruise.
It's game 1, motherfucker. What do you mean? And what you're gonna be okay today? What the fuck are you talking about? A contusion on your leg? Get your ass out there.
But
even if you're a decoy, get the fuck out there.
Meanwhile, Luke Kennard, where the fuck did this come from? 5 for 5 from 3, 27 points, 38 minutes for Luke Kennard. All right, good job.
He didn't miss.
He did not miss from 3. See, Knicks take note. Good 3-point shooters, keep shooting. Bad 3-point shooters, stop shooting. Jesus. But if you're looking at the Rockets, nobody stepped up to fill the void of Durant, right? Eason had 16. Amen Thompson had 17. Sengun had 19. That's fine.
Sengun was awful. He's missing layups.
But you needed.
So who would you want to step up for Kevin Durant? I mean, there's nobody in the team that can do what he can do. You know,
nobody can do what he can do. But
I'm wondering what this was about.
Jabari Smith and Amen Thompson both played 43 minutes. You got to give me more than 16 points. You got to give me more than 17 points.
I'm just wondering what this was about, and I feel like this is a spat that's happening between Udoka and Kevin Durant, and he's kind of putting his foot in the ground and saying, "Oh yeah, you think you could win without me? My leg hurts. I can't play tonight." And Udoka's like, "Fine, we don't need you. We'll play without you." And then this happens. He goes, "Okay, I'm gonna play tonight, and I'm gonna show you why you need me."
Someone is at the front door.
Someone's at the front door, apparently.
You know who else is at the front door right now? The Lakers are at the front door without Luka and without Reeves, and they're knocking it down, and they're trying to piecemeal a way into this. Every starter had at least 14 points. That was your low bar, Rui Hashimura.
LeBron had 8 assists in the first quarter.
Correct. You know,
he's like, this is
LeBron
easy. I can do this.
Shotgun double.
It just seemed like the Lakers were ready to play without Reeves and without Luka more than the Rockets were ready to play without Durant. Right?
Correct.
And
Correct.
And that's fair.
Which is interesting because most of these guys were there last year when they didn't have Durant. I find that very interesting. It's just like you dropped him into the mix and now you can't play without him. Okay, that's pretty fucked if you ask me. But you gotta love Bronny's line. 4 minutes, no points. Thanks for coming, pal. Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh yeah.
LFG, baby.
Let's go.
I think the more surprising victory for me was Orlando. Like, are you kidding me? Like, Cade's back. Like, what's going on? How are we losing this game? Like, and after the poor showing Orlando had all season, they were underachievers, and they come out and beat you by like 10. Come on.
I agree. Now, the thing with Orlando and why it's an upset, but it's really, like, to me, it's not that big of an upset, is because that team should be there. That team should have been higher in the standings. They were last year. So, you know, there were injuries, there was poor play, but they are the Magic is better than what they've shown this year. We've seen it. We've seen the best of them. They were fourth in the Eastern Conference last year. So, yeah, you know, we know what they can be. So realistically, you have a 1 seed playing against an upper echelon team who's having a bad year. The Lakers without Luka and without Reeves, yeah, it's a 4-5 matchup, but they're severely depleted. You should not. There's no way. I get LeBron James is there, but he's an old LeBron James. He's not the old LeBron James.
He's me. He's 42.
Yeah, he's our age. Like, there is absolutely no reason for what happened to happen. Never ever. The Knicks just got into a tailspin that they could not get out of. Now you're going to Atlanta. This has been contentious ever since Trae Young, right? And you got like Mayor Mamdani weighing in saying this is Trae Young's fault, you know, continuing the fuck Trae Young stuff. He's rotting in Washington. Trae Young doesn't care anymore. Like, Trae Young is immaterial to all of this. You're going to be saying fuck Jonathan Kuminga very soon. But, you know, but you have to, you know, for all the people who were shitting on Tibbs, okay, this is what you wanted, right? You wanted the opposite of Tibbs. Well, this is what you got, right? If you get bounced in the first round,
I don't think that's gonna happen. No, I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm not gonna go there. It shouldn't. If you're the Knicks, you can't let the Atlanta come in and beat you like that. In a situation where you're up by 6 with less than 4 minutes to go, no. You can't let CJ McCollum drop 30 on you. McCollum. You can't let CJ McCollum. And then to have the chance to win. I think Brunson hits the 3 that brings them within 1. Mm-hmm. McCollum goes to the line, misses both foul shots. You guys gotta score. Yeah. You gotta find a way to score. And even if you didn't have any timeouts, because I think that was the whole thing, is they were showing they had a timeout but didn't have a timeout. There has to be a conversation of what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Okay, if he misses the shot or if he makes this shot, what are we doing? You know, and it didn't seem like that. It was like they pushed up the floor. I thought he got a good look at it too, and he missed. And you can't miss those. He can't. You got to get out of this round. You got to move on to the next station. And we're just wasting time. Elevate your coffee routine with Strong Coffee Company's Black, Instant Blend, and Lattes. Both feature organic coffee, protein, MCTs, and adaptogens for sustained energy and mental clarity. You can use our discount, DANDZ, and you can use that code at strongcoffeecompany.com. Speaking about wasting time, the Yankees swept the lousy Royals over the weekend, massing more than 20 runs in that span. Last week we said this series would be a litmus test for the Yankees. Were we wrong?
So, to be clear about what we said that it started then. Because now they're in Boston, they're going to play Houston, they're going to play the Rangers. This is the same team that got swept by the Rays, who lost 2 out of 3 to the A's. Like that, let's be mindful about this here. Like, this is the same team. And they split with the Angels. Now, the Angels are better, but they're still by no means good. The American League is such that, you know, you have teams, even the good teams, are kind of hovering around 500. 3 games, 4 games, you're there, right? Tampa Bay is 12-10. What did this really tell you about the Yankees? The Yankees are really good at beating up on crappy teams. And to be fair,
that's important though, right?
It is. You got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. This is more
you're
of
supposed to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, right?
Yeah, 100%. You're supposed to sweep the Angels. You're supposed to sweep the A's. You're better than them. You're 100% better than them. You're proving that you were, at this point in the season, you're better than the Royals. The Royals, statistically, are the worst team in baseball. They're worse than the Mets. By half a game, they're worse than the Mets. And the Mets are pretty fucking bad. So, that's the thing. We can say that the Royals are lousy and all this, but we both had high hopes for the Royals. When we did our order up, we both had them in second place. So, we look pretty fucking stupid right now. So the Royals are proving that, sometimes you're not as good. You know, you can come sometimes slide back. And that's the case because Bobby Witt, he went a couple weeks without scoring a run. He was getting on base. That was great. That was fantastic. They could not get Bobby Witt Jr.
They can't score
across.
They can't score.
They can't score.
Bobby Witt is just playing average.
With that lineup? Yeah. Like, that's not good. So, what does this tell us about the Yankees?
Royals. They look like the Royals of the 90s. Getting perfect games, getting shut out. That's what it looks like.
I mean, the rotation's pretty decent, right? You're getting good starts from Fried. You're getting good starts from Schlittler. You're getting good starts from Warren. Weathers is getting tattooed. But then there's other parts where he's looking better. Doval hasn't been great. The bullpen has been all right. Like, Cruz has done his job. Hill has done his job. You need more. You need more still. Wells, McMahon, Jazz still, I don't think he hasn't hit a home run, right? Mr. I want to hit 50-50.
He might have 1 home run, but his batting average the last 7 days has been .078. That doesn't count what he did in Boston today. He was 2 for 4 today, so he might be hitting over 100 now. But coming into today's game, the last 7 days, he's hitting .078.
Is he hitting his weight yet? That's what I want. No. Is he hitting his weight? He's got to get to his weight. Goldschmidt.
He steals bases, though, when he gets on base. He does. That's all right.
Well, he'll be 0-50. He must be 50-50.
I just think that the Yankees are kind of like we said. They're beating the teams they're supposed to beat, but their starting pitching's carrying them, and so is Aaron Judge and Ben Rice. Right?
Bingo. Nailed it. 100%.
Which is all they need. I don't know how the Yankee fans measure success these days. Back in the day, it was World Series championships. I don't think this team can do that. I mean, they can win games. They'll probably win the American East. I don't see anybody beating them in the American League East, and they probably will win the American League. But the left side of the infield, we talked about that with Rob Adams, is just like, I don't know. I don't know. Trent Grisham's playing center field, batting 168. Sure.
Making $22
There's
million.
no team in the American League that's going to step to them. Who's going to step to them? The Guardians?
Well, the teams that we thought were going to do so, they're not where they need to be right now. The Tigers are not where they need to be right now.
Below 500, aren't they?
The Astros are in trouble. Joe Espada is on the hot seat a little bit. So they were talking about
trash.
Seattle's not been good. Toronto's been injured.
Trash. Toronto, Vlad ain't hitting home runs.
He's
getting on base. He's getting hits.
There are tiers to this right now. You have the Dodgers on top. You have the Braves and Padres under that. And then you got everybody else.
And then there's 50 feet of crap.
And then there's
everybody else.
Right. Like the Yankees are in the mix of everybody else before you hit the 50 feet of crap. Right? The Cardinals have a surprisingly good record. Right? You have the Pirates have a surprisingly good record.
Shit. The Cubs are shit.
The National League Central, everybody's over 500. Okay, take that for what it is right now. Right?
Phillies are dog shit.
Phillies
are done.
I'm glad you mentioned it.
Rob Thompson might be the first person to get fired.
Oh, Mendoza's racing him.
Might become the head coach again. Might become the manager.
Mendoza is racing him.
Yes.
And the Twins are winning, by the way. The Twins just took the lead in the top of the ninth inning. So we're going to talk about...
Oh, please tell me Devin Williams is pitching.
We're going to talk about that in a second. You better fucking believe it. You better believe it. Devin Williams is pitching. You better fucking believe it.
We are going to talk about it.
Let's just get this shit going.
The Mets are now losing to the Twins. They're also on 11-game heater. The opposite of a winning streak to an 11-game losing streak. Soto is expected to come back this week at some point. So how many games in this homestand do the Mets need to win to right the ship? Or does a serious change need to be made tonight?
What the fuck? Hey, Soto's supposed to come back tomorrow. Whoopee, they're going to send down Hayden Singer and reactivate Juan Soto, who had a calf injury. And it's going to be really cold. I don't think you should play Juan Soto in the outfield when it's brutally cold out and he's coming off a calf strain. I don't know. I'm no doctor.
That's not a good idea.
No, I'm no doctor, but I think it's a pretty bad fucking idea. Lindor has been playing like crap. We have noted it. His head has been firmly up his ass this year. Not knowing when to cover the base. Not knowing
how
many
other Yankee that's playing like trash. There's another Yankee on the team playing like trash. Who is it?
Right. So
who's the middle reliever?
Oh, Weaver has been awful. Weaver was getting torched. Williams gave up the run. Williams has been okay up until now. Senga's been fucking awful. Kodai Senga has been fucking
DFA.
awful. David Peterson. They skipped David Peterson. Tobias Myers started instead of David Peterson. It's like,
I saw that.
Back in the day, they would have put him on the IL with a phantom injury. It's like, go get your fucking mind right.
See you in September.
Pretend you're Senga. We'll see you in September.
We're going to shake things up.
Yeah. But what can you do? Let's think about that. What can you do? You have Polanco is hurt, so he's on the IL. You got Beatty playing out of position. What did I call Beatty in our production meeting? Timu Jeff McNeil. He's Timu Jeff McNeil. He's Wish.com.
Is he a Major League Baseball player?
No, at this point, no.
No.
You're trying to turn him into Ben Zobrist.
I've seen him. He can't field the ball at first. He can't play second. He can't play the outfield. Where can he play?
He wasn't bad at second last year. Actually, he wasn't bad at second. Dude can't hit. He's having problems hitting. Vientos, not hitting.
Yeah.
Bichette, not hitting. Until recently. Simeon, not hitting. Your outfield was Jared Young. Now he's hurt. right? So now you have to play Beatty out of position. Carson Benj, you want to talk about Jazz Chisholm not hitting his weight? Carson Benj isn't hitting his weight. You can't send him AAA though. Who's coming up? You brought up MJ Melendez. MJ Melendez looks like Mickey Mantle compared to some of these guys. And the Royals couldn't wait to get rid of him. It's like, go ahead, man. Vaya con Dios. Enjoy. Like, realistically, Alvarez has been spotty, but he's decent. Robert. Luis Robert, he's like, oh, fuck, I'm back in Chicago. Like, what happened here? I mean, Lindor finally hit a home run the other day. He hit a second one tonight. So, it's just a friggin' mess. And I understand what it's 5-3 Twins, by the way. Way to go, Devin. Oh, Jesus Christ. But, yeah, I understand people who...
slow crap.
I'll throw it. Make sure you catch it.
Who will have ever gets me?
God almighty. Pete Alonso really fucked that guy up. That home run that Alonso hit off of him, that MIG really screwed him up. I don't know if he could make
Mark Wohlers him.
Oh, God, they totally Mark Wohlers him. But, you know, what can you do? Like, you're not going to trade Lindor. That's extreme for extreme circumstances. You're not trading Soto, right? You're going to DFA Vientos. You're going to DFA Beatty. Like, what are you going to do? Right? What moves are there to be made with the roster?
You're asking me, like, what I would do?
I'm just saying, Christian Scott is coming up on Thursday. Like, they really don't have many... You don't have many levers to pull, right?
Well, listen. I'm obviously a Braves fan. On last year, I saw my team get out to a slow start and just really could never get our footing and could never get back in it. We couldn't. And then injuries amassed and the season was lost, dude. Like, shortly after the All-Star break, it was like, all right, we're fucking done. Like, Riley, just sit him. He had a back issue. Olsen played every game. That was wonderful. Acuna was hurt. Like, it was just a wrap. I mean, with the Mets, they're the highest payroll in baseball. And you can't go on an 11-game skid.
No,
you just can't do that. That's hard to make up. That's hard to make up in Major League Baseball. And I get it, Soto's out. I understand that. But this is baseball. This isn't basketball. He can't be the end-all, be-all to the way this team works, not the way the payroll is set up. And I've been saying it for fucking 5 years now, or 4 years, or however long this motherfucker's been here. Lindor is not a 2. He's not a 2. He's not a Robin. He's not. You're paying him like he is. I'm sorry. I'm not scared of Lindor. I'm not scared of Francisco Lindor. I don't care if he gets on base. I don't care if he plays shortstop. I don't care if he covers the bag. I don't give a shit. You know? And to me, that's what needs to go. He needs to go. He's not the answer. You got the Marlins. The Marlins are doing better than the Mets, for God's sake. They're trying to lose.
The Mets can't hit. The Mets can't pitch. The Mets can't field. What can they do well? They can't. Mendoza can't manage.
Apparently, Citi Field has some fantastic food.
And honestly, no. The field is the food is kind of taking a step back this year too.
No, they won. They came in first again.
Yeah, but in recent weeks, like seeing what they have to offer, not really, not great.
I'm just saying they won. They won. They did the competition and they won. They came in first. They were the best ballpark food in all of sports.
That's the one trophy they can.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they got.
That's what we can hang.
And you're
our
saying
hat
that's
on
not
that.
even legit.
No, it's merely okay. It's merely okay at this point in time. But Mendoza's going to be the fall guy. It's a question of when, right? Because you figure they're losing 5-3, bases loaded, top 9, 2 out. They just cleared the inning. Okay, so that's good. All right, so 5-3, bottom of the ninth inning. We shall see. How long do you let this go? I mentioned it on our X post. In 1988, The Baltimore Orioles lost 21 in a row. About halfway through, they fired Cal Ripken Sr. They replaced him with Frank Robinson, and then they finished the rest of that losing streak. They were on an equatorially negative streak. It was so cold that we'll say it's Arctic. It was an Arctic streak. They were that cold. They never recovered. It's getting late early, especially if you're going to show no fight, if you're going to press at the plate. The first pitch swinging is just ridiculous. They're trying to jump the pitcher, try and make something happen. They're squeezing they're clearly squeezing the bat too tight, clearly pressing. Juan Soto should not be the be-all, end-all, like you said. Losing Juan Soto should not culminate in a 12-game losing streak. If that's the case, what are we doing here? But it all goes back to roster construction. It goes back to David fucking Stearns. You brought in Marcus Semien because he prevents runs. Yeah, he prevents your team from scoring runs because he can't hit. And you traded Brandon Nimmo, a guy who gets on base.
Gets on base. So he walks a lot. Do I care if it's a walk or a hit?
No.
You do not.
I do not. I don't care if you get hit by a pitch. Get on fucking base. That's it. Solves your left field problem. You play Soto and
Jeff McNeil go like 6 for 11 when he was in town?
6 for 11. Yes. The actual Jeff McNeil went 6 for 11 against this former team. Yes. Yes. Pete Alonso. He's had an start to the year. But would you rather have Pete Alonso or the rotating group of schlub that you got at first base?
It doesn't matter.
I would argue that Pete Alonso is better than all of them.
But it didn't matter. You didn't win with Pete Alonso. You're not going to win with them either. That's the whole thing is like, you're talking about roster construction. The way the roster was constructed last year, they weren't going to win. The way the roster has been constructed this year, they're not going to win. It doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't matter. You get that though? It doesn't matter. Like, even if they were to go on 11-game bender somehow and right this wrong, let's say they took 9 out of 11 in this homestand, which is very highly unlikely.
No,
they still can't beat the Dodgers. They can't beat the Braves. I don't even know if they can beat the fucking Phillies. The Phillies are terrible. They might not be able to beat the Nationals, who actually score runs.
The hitting approach is flawed.
What needs to happen? Everybody needs to go. The whole thing needs to go. And their owner, he doesn't have a fucking clue.
This team, just 2 seasons ago, mind you, was in the National League Championship Series against the Dodgers and actually stole Game 1. Remember that.
But we can look at that now and know that was a fluke, right? We can look at them beating the Brewers as horseshit, right? We can both look at this and say the Brewers were the better team and they got hosed in an extra inning game, right?
They got beat. The Brewers got beat. The Brewers are not that good.
They got beat in a short series.
But here's the thing, man.
Here's the better team.
Here's what you're failing to take into account. They brought this guy over from the Brewers to make them the Brewers. That's what they did.
What I'm trying to say is
I understand what you're trying to say.
No, wait. I want to say something else. You realize that short, stupid playoff series ruined your team. Because you realize if they don't make the playoff, and if they don't lose, some serious changes are made instead of saying, you know what? We stole one from the Dodgers. We almost made the World Series. We're really good. We're like Juan Soto away from being really good. You realize that happened? And that's why you're here? Because that stupid playoff series that asshole commissioner put together has put false belief into teams like the Mets thinking, oh, we're really good, instead of saying, well, it was a short series. We beat a team that we probably shouldn't have beat. We've gotten lucky. That's what happened. This is the result of that. You are paying Juan Soto all this money, and he don't care. He doesn't care. He's getting paid. Whether they win or lose, he gets paid. He's been out this whole time. Mm-hmm. He's going to come back, and he's going to be himself. He's one person, and it doesn't matter. Shohei Ohtani cares. He's trying to win the Cy Young Award. He wants to
because he's got money on it.
Yes.
Because he's got money on it.
He wants to win more MVPs. He wants to win more World Series rings. This guy he already won his World Series. He just wants to get paid now. I don't care if we win or lose, man. Doesn't matter. I'll be here. I'm going to keep doing my thing.
They were going to get Juan Soto regardless of the result of that. Because they were going to pay. Steve Cohen pays. Teams know that. Players know that. Max Scherzer knew that. Justin Verlander knew that. Steve Cohen's a money mark at the end of the day. He's a friggin' hedge fund money mark. He will pay.
Yes,
but now he's hiring a guy to try and cheap out on it. You can't have it both ways. You can't be cheap but also pay. Because what happens? Who's got all the money? Lindor and Soto. And you're holding the rest of the team together with duct tape and a wish. You got guys, you have Polanco playing second base his entire career. Give it a go.
Well, I've only really ever played second. We're going to put you at first. It's not hard. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard. It's incredibly hard. You're rotating Vientos. You're rotating Vientos, Beatty, Polanco. You're rotating three guys. Ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
It's so bad.
This is, as much as it is, and I understand what you're saying, that moment changed the trajectory.
That's the OMG Mets, right? The OMG Mets, right?
Yeah.
Changed it.
It also changed the trajectory of the Phillies. Because they knocked out the Phillies before they got to the Dodgers.
Yeah, and that was their year. No,
it wasn't.
Phillies played the Brewers. Phillies beat the Brewers.
Yeah.
Right.
The
Brewers. You're right, though.
We need to debunk the myth that the Brewers are good. The Brewers
They were good. They were good.
They're fundamentally sound. They're fundamentally sound.
They were better. They were better than the Mets, but
not when
better
it
than
counted.
the Phillies.
Not when it counted most. Right. Devin Williams hung that stupid fucking airbender.
Hold on. They got beat in a bullshit series. If that was a real series, the Mets would not have beat them. They got beat in a bullshit series. I don't care if all the games were played in Milwaukee.
In the series that they played. They got
beat in the Rob Manfred sideshow. That's what they got beat in. Which led to them beating a Philly team that was supposed to be their year. They lost out because they're playing a hot Mets team that shouldn't even be in the playoffs, right?
Okay.
And then what happened? You run into
blame the Braves.
Buzzsaw. What?
Blame the Braves. If the Braves swept that doubleheader, we wouldn't have had that conversation.
I don't care. The Braves are who the Braves are. They were terrible last year. I can say as a Braves fan how terrible they are. Well, they were last year. This year, we didn't start on a West Coast trip that featured the Padres and the Dodgers and all these fucking tough teams that we were not equipped to play. We just weren't equipped to play. And we started out, I think, 2-13 or whatever it was, and never got to go. You're going down the same road. And
Who's a better GM? Who's a better GM, Alex Anthopoulos or David Stearns?
Anthopoulos.
100%. I agree with that. This fucking guy has completely destroyed the team. You have guys. Tell me why you have this idea of run prevention, but playing guys out of position. How does that make sense? It does not. Fundamentally, it doesn't. And why are you doing it? To save money. to avoid paying Nimmo's salary, to avoid paying Pete, to avoid paying McNeil. Now, you can say what you want about how this team should have been broken down 2 years ago. They made a decision that they were closer than they were, and it was a miscalculation. Now, you're going to pay for it because you got nothing for Pete, when you probably should have traded him last year. You got Simeon for Nimmo. You got an older player for Nimmo. You got a bag of balls for Jeff McNeil. And you let Edwin Diaz walk. Oh, great. Oh, great. Thank you. That's wonderful. We'll see you in September.
Let his ass go, but Edwin Diaz is hurt, so it works out that he's not there.
Yes, the Mets dodged a little bit of a bullet. They did. They dodged a little bit of a bullet.
We all knew that was coming. Even in the fantasy draft, nobody was touching that guy. We knew he was going to get hurt. That's why I took Tanner Scott. I'm looking good.
You gambled on Mania. You gambled on another year of Mania. And when that didn't work, you brought up Nolan McClain. Nolan McClain seems legit, but he's fated to become Jacob deGrom. At the very best, Nolan McClain is going to be Jacob deGrom, the guy who pitches well but gets no run support and ends up winning a Cy Young with a 500 record
and a World Series, by the way.
And a World Series, yes. Jake was the guy who did nothing on the group project but still gets the A.
Yes.
You like fishing? How about the outdoors? If you do, then Pinche Gringo is the lifestyle apparel brand for you. Built around the outdoors and not taking things too seriously, Pinche Gringo makes everyday shirts for guys and gals who live outdoors. Comfortable, wearable, and just interesting enough to get noticed. Go to pinchegringo.org, enter the promo code DNZ, and get an exclusive 15% off discount on any product. That's pinchegringo.org. Enter the promo code DNZ for an exclusive 15% off. That's pinchegringo.org.
Let's move on to the trash that was WrestleMania. WrestleMania 42 was over the weekend in Las Vegas, and for the first time in 20 years, I actually watched it. Amazing. Among the elaborate entrances and weak storylines, we had commercials. We had more commercials. We had more commercial time than ring time. We had high ticket prices. We had low attendance numbers. So has wrestling peaked, and has major broadcast partner brought down the once larger than life product?
What was it? 57 minutes of commercials for night one of WrestleMania?
It was bad.
Ridiculous. Now, the night before, you had the Hall of Fame induction. Stephanie McMahon had an hour dedicated to her, and I believe Psycho Sid had 5 minutes, if that. Former WCW World Champion, former WWF Champion, Psycho Sid. Okay, yeah, fuck you.
How is AJ Styles getting into the Hall of Fame already? Didn't he just wrestle 15 minutes ago?
Well, he retired, and then they announced him after his retirement match.
And Macho Man still is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Now, they were chanting Macho Man for all the wrong reasons to Stephanie McMahon. But that's hilarious. It's hilarious. But there are a lot of guys. Bad News Brown got in this year. Yeah, a bunch of guys got in. It's just okay.
What is this Hall of Fame? Is it a virtual Hall of Fame? Is there a building somewhere?
It's in your mind. It's one of those things. It's like a traveling Hall of Fame that they put up at Allegiant Stadium WrestleMania weekend.
Day parties?
And totally. But it was heavy on the celeb involvement. Why the fuck was Pat McAfee there? What did he have to do with the story? How does that make sense? I am going to go bring WWE back to the Attitude Era with a guy who did not debut until the Attitude Era was over. Randy Orton debuted, I believe, in 2002. The Attitude Era was 98, 99. We can get D'Lo Brown back on, and we can kind of nail this down for history purposes. But that made no fucking sense. Why was IShowSpeed there? Why was Logan Paul there? I get he's part of the Vision. He's part of that group. with Paul Heyman. Doesn't really add anything. Like, ISO Speed is there to get his ass kicked. Whatever. Gunther apparently beat Seth Rollins. I didn't even know Seth Rollins was back from injury. So that's kind of that's good. You had your flip-to-do match with Penta. Finn Balor beat Dominic Mysterio. Yay. Okay. Finn Balor mattered 10 years ago. Like, back when the Demon was cool. Like, that's when Finn Balor mattered. Roman Reigns beat CM Punk. That would have been great back in 2014. We're getting it now. And then the biggest thing for me is Brock Lesnar apparently retiring. Like, Obafemi just squashed his ass.
Which was the first match.
Yeah. Like, opening contest. So, I'm getting in.
Obafemi's good, though. I will say he's power. He's
a big
pretty
dude.
Impressive. Yeah, it was pretty impressive what he did to Brock.
Yeah.
It was very impressive. But
No
it was a 5-minute match. It was
Yeah.
5 minutes of action. It took them longer to get to the ring, and
Yes.
Brock was outside of the ring for like 5 minutes too. So,
But that's what this is now. That's what WrestleMania, that's what WWE is. It's spectacle of entrance, and we're going to get through the wrestling as much as possible. Meanwhile, like, you think back to the heyday of recent history, and you had your workhorses, right? You had Edge, you had Mysterio, you had the Guerreros, Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, Perry Saturn. You had so many guys who could go, right? Even like John Cena could go. Like, in the beginning, he couldn't, but he learned how to be a very competent wrestler. Randy Orton can go. Like, they can all work 10 to 15 minute matches and make it mean something. They can work 20-minute matches and it can mean something. I get WrestleMania. You're trying to get as many people on the card as possible. You're trying to get that WrestleMania moment and WrestleMania payday. But if you're cutting into the time with all of this bullshit, and this is TKO's game plan, right? TKO is trying to make as much money as possible, and they're a business. I get it. I understand. But it's coming at the expense of the product. It's coming at the expense of the fans who are getting price gouged. This year, it was the Undertaker suite, I believe. You could have like a premium suite. You can get a photo op and stuff like that. The year before, or 2 years ago, it was Hulk Hogan when they were promoting the Real American Beer. You can go have a photo op with him. It's like $5,000. You get the seat. You get to be in the suite. Like, it's really unseemly at this point. And you went back to Vegas and you jacked up the ticket prices. And then the ticket prices got so high that they actually made it part of the story. Like, we're gonna lower these ticket prices because you, the deserving fans, want it so. And it didn't move the needle. So it's speaking to a creatively bankrupt era where 2 years ago is actually interesting. 2 years ago, you had the whole, I'm going to finish the story. You had The Rock as the final boss. You had, The Undertaker made a cameo run in the main event. You hit on something. And then it's been all downhill from there. Now, next month, I think you have Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is going to be in a wrestling match. Another one. Jelly Roll put Pat McAfee through a table. I mean, it's not for me anymore. I am absolutely convinced that this is not for me anymore. It's not written for me. It's not presented for me. My favorites are long since either retired or dead. So that's definitely, I'm a fan of a bygone era. But when you sell your product to a corporate entity, this is what you can expect.
You can't help but smile when you see a balloon. PopstarsBalloons.com offers spectacular balloon decor for all of life's events, specializing in custom balloon creations and installations for private events, corporate and school functions, photo shoots, brand events, and fundraisers. Led by certified balloon artists, the Popstars Balloon team shape balloons into custom works of art. Popstar Balloons provides full concept balloon design, build and installation services, as well as pre-assembled decor pieces available for pickup or delivery. Popstar Balloons is a woman-owned, small family business focused on providing professional balloon services using only high-quality, 100% biodegradable natural latex balloons made in the US and Italy. They consistently prioritize the safest use and handling of balloons in a sustainable and responsible manner. Popstars Balloons is located in Westchester County, New York, but likes to party at events throughout New York City, Connecticut, Long Island, and New Jersey. Popstars Balloons can also accommodate balloon decor services for destination events. No event too big, no event too small, and their custom personalization service is the perfect touch. They also offer a full line of event decor options like backdrop, prop rentals, tablescapes, dessert table setups, custom signs, and they always deliver with a smile. Whether you're looking for gift balloons, classic decor, or large-scale design for a big impact, Popstars Balloons will create the perfect decor for your theme, vibe, and space. So if you have an idea in mind or need inspiration, Popstars Balloons decor will be the cutting edge and spectacular. Visit popstarballoons.com to pop your next event. Order up!
That's right. You know what time it is. It is time for us to order up.
Order up, order up.
It is draft week, which means it is time for our top 5 mock draft. Will there be surprises? Will there be shakeups? Yeah, probably. But I'm pretty sure we know who number 1 is. It's all but foretold. But who is 2 through 5 going to be? Wide open, as wide open can get. From 5 to 1, who you got, D?
Alright, so first up, I've got the New York Giants taking Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State. At number 4, I've got the Tennessee Titans reaching for Jeremiah Love, the running back out of Notre Dame. At 3, I have the Cardinals taking David Bailey, the defensive end from Texas Tech, but I would not be surprised if the Rams tried to trade up to 3 to get Jeremiah Love. Because they don't care about draft picks. So I can see them fuck them picks and going up and getting it. The New York Jets will ruin the career of Avril Reese. He's a linebacker from Ohio State. Or they can take the who's that other guy? Styles? No, not Styles.
The linebacker from Ohio State?
Styles, yeah. Or they'll ruin the life of Stunny Styles. One of those two guys will have a miserable career. And I have Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback from Indiana, going number 1 to the Raiders, who oddly enough will not be attending the draft.
Wants to spend time with his family. I can respect that. I can absolutely respect that. Mendoza's going number 1. It's all but locked in, but it's really about who is going to go 2 through 5. Biggest needs, right? Who needs what? With the Jets, what do you get for the team that needs everything? Like, where do you go? Realistically, where do you go? Do you go for the tackle from Miami? Do you go for another wideout like Mekhi Lemon? Do you go for an edge rusher like David Bailey? What is the greatest need?
They love those Ohio State players. They love that shit.
They do. Which is why I think the Jets will take Caleb Downs, safety, Ohio State. What did they not have last year? What did they not have last year?
Nothing. They had nothing.
They had nothing. Specifically on defense, what did they not have last year? An interception.
Oh,
we're chasing picks. We're chasing picks this year. We need something. We need something here. So I think Caleb Downs might be the guy at number 2. Number 3. You have the Cardinals. They're linked to Jeremiah Love. They are. I think that based on the Jets screwing up number 2, all things, because the Jets are going to screw up number 2. It's just a matter of time. I think Reese could fall to the Cardinals, and I think that it would be too much to pass up. Best player available. Besides, you have Connor. You have some pieces there. Jacoby Brissett is actually not participating in OTAs because he wants to get paid starter money.
Fucking love it.
That's creating
for that shit.
That's a crazy situation. But yeah, if Reese falls to them, I can't see the Cardinals not taking him. With the 4th pick, the Titans could not get Dexter Lawrence, but they are going to get David Bailey from Texas Tech. I think edge rusher, I think that would be good for them. You have a rejuvenated team, right? You have happy-go-lucky Saleh as your coach, right? Mr. Rah-Rah loves his defensive players. I think that David Bailey could realistically go to the Titans at number 4. And number 5, like, what the hell do the Giants need, right? They could use a tackle. They could definitely use offensive line help. They could use help on defense now because you traded your nose tackle. They also need linebacker help, right? Because they've used Kayvon Thibodeau in that hybrid role, linebacker or down lineman, and they're not even sold on keeping Kayvon Thibodeau. Which is why I think that Sonny Styles is going to end up with the Giants. Linebacker out of Ohio State. Ran a 4.46 at the combine. 11-foot 2-inch broad jump. Good for you. Like, I don't know when you're broad jumping in the NFL, but okay. Had a good vertical. Has a motor. Right? He can play the run. So he might be the guy that will replace Big Dex in the Big Apple. Those are our mock top 5s. What are yours? Hit us up. FadeRouteMail@gmail.com. Slide in our DMs on IG at FadeRoute Podcast. Drop a slide on X at FadeRouteDNZ and let us know who you got going 1 through 5. It's time for us to run the go route. We'll talk to you next week when we order up the greatest number 15s of all time. Yeah, the Jets are going to do something stupid. I can't just imagine. I can't fathom what it's going to be.
Step outside of your safe area and make a statement without saying much with FCK Clout Lifestyle Apparel. Embrace the colorful chaos and stay emotionally regulated in their graphic tees, hoodies, snapbacks, accessories, and more. Go to fckclout.com today and check out current season and past season merchandise for men and women. Get it while you can. That's fckclout.com. Check them out today. fckclout.com. Who's the best of the worst this week in sports? The Fade Store presents the Alleged Superstar of the Week Award.
All right, boys and girls, you know what time it is. It's time for the Alleged Superstar of the Week. You know how it goes. We put up a poll on our X account at FadeRouteDNZ and our Instagram poll at FadeRoutePodcast, and you vote, and you vote, and you vote, and you vote. And the winner of said vote gets a shout out on this here show and takes home the coveted ass trophy. And do you know who took home the coveted ass trophy last week, Dave?
I don't.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and beat the Mets. Clearly, it's not that hard. Tell them, Wash. No, it's not that hard. But that was last week. This is this week. Who are your nominees for Alleged Superstar of the Week? D.
All right, so first up, I've got the Detroit Pistons dropping game 1 to the underachieving Magic. I know K just came back, but damn. Detroit Pistons, you are my Alleged Superstar of the Week. Number 2, I'm bringing the Mets back again. 11 straight losses with the highest payroll in Major League Baseball. It sounds like they're on pace to lose again tonight. That's going to make it 12. New York Mets, you are my Alleged Superstar of the Week. And number 3, I'm going with the New York Knicks. You blew a 6-point lead with only 4 minutes left at home against the fucking Atlanta Hawks and Jonathan Kuminga. Come on, man. CJ McCollum dropped 30 on you guys. Nobody could defend CJ McCollum.
No.
New York Knicks, you are my Alleged Superstar of the Week. What do you got, Z?
It's 12. They lost. It is 12 in a row. You got a dozen. A fucking dozen. All right. I'm going to try and get through this as much as possible.
When does the win come, though? Like,
they got the Rockies coming up. Like, maybe they can take a game against the Rockies. They have 3 against the Twins, 3 against the Rockies, 3 against the Nationals. Of those 9,
the Rockies are all right. There you go.
I am not very optimistic. I'm thinking 3 and 6. If they're lucky enough to get 3. And the way I see it, the Twins aren't that good, 1 from them. The Rockies aren't that good, 1 from them. And then the Nationals, 1 from them. I think they lose each of these series. I think they pick off a game in each of the series, but that's about it. I am going to start with Kevin Durant. You bump your knee in practice. You're out game 1.
Warm ups before the game. It wasn't even practice. They were getting ready to play the game.
It's like, oh, my leg. So
I'm not gonna be able to play today, Coach. Fuck off.
What are you talking? What? Are you high? You get drug tested. Turns into a pissing contest between him and Ime Udoka, and the Rockets lose by 9. Yeah, what an experience, Mr. Durant. What an experience. Just put some ice on it, for Christ's sake. Kevin Durant, you are my Alleged Superstar of the Week. Number 2, I gotta go with the Boston Bruins. They're up 4-0 right now. They're up 4-0 right now against the Buffalo Sabres. But
watch that comeback. That was
That is, you were up 2-0. You were up 3-0 in the third period. And how? How do you go from up 2 to down 2, and then you put in an empty netter? Like how? How do you take your foot off? How do you just let
in 6
Buffalo,
minutes? It all happened in like
in
6 minutes.
6 minutes. Buffalo stormed back and took it from you when you had it clear in the bag. All you had to do was hold on, and you could not do it. You're righting the ship today, but the Boston Bruins, you are my alleged superstar of the week. And number 3, Leicester City, relegated to League One, out of the championship. This team won the Premier League in 2016, was in the Premier League as recently as last season. Adios, muchacho. You're going double down. And that is a very hard hill to climb. Leicester City, you are my alleged superstar of the week. I think we said our piece. Go to our X account at FadeRouteDNZ. Go to our Instagram poll at FadeRoutePodcast and vote. And vote, and vote, and vote. And for our nominees.
You're better than that. Just do better. Just do better.
This has been the Fade Route with DNZ. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Catch our podcast on Wednesday nights on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to your podcast. So until next time, stay fade, everyone.
Time for us to run the go route. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you liked what you heard and you want to hear more, be sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Leave us a review, rate us 5 stars, turn on subscription notifications, and share on social media. Tell your friends and spread the word.